Hi guys! Welcome to the first episode of Spines and Spells. I am Leslie.
And I'm Lay. Hello.
Hello everyone. So as this is the first episode, I think it's important that we kind of set what we are, why we're doing this, why we decided to do this. I think, do you want me to start? Because I think I was the...
Yeah, I feel like we should have like a little story time because that was very interesting.
So I am an English major, as all my Instagram will tell you. And I love books. I love reading. I am a creative writing major, so it kind of comes with the territory. So I approached Soleil with this idea of doing a book podcast. And I think that's kind of why we're here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's funny because I think I was just sitting on Leslie's couch and she goes, I like books. Do you like books? And I'm like, absolutely. And then she goes, we need to start a podcast. Now, I thought this was very hypothetical. I was like, yeah, of course. I love a little banter, a little gabbing. But here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. So a lot of what we have to discuss today is we're going to kind of go through what you look forward to in the future. So we have some set segments, but we're kind of just going to gab.
Oh, gab.
We want to be that for someone. We just be gabbing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gabbing. So I think we should start with our first one.
Okay.
She said she read.
Oh, I love this one. Okay, should I take it away?
Yeah, do you have a controversial topic or a recommendation for today?
Oh, controversial topic. There's always something. Let me see.
There always is something.
I do have a recommendation. So I know you hate all my recommendations with this
I don't
one.
hate all of them.
Yes, you do. Okay.
And if I know what it is, I think I know. Yeah.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. And it's the second one. So you know what it is.
Okay.
Okay. So she hates A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Okay. I want to say something. I don't hate it. I just don't like the author.
And that's the controversial topic I wanted to bring up.
Okay. So you just want to talk about Sarah J. Maas today? Is that what you want to talk about?
Yes, I do, because
okay.
we can't talk about a book that we really love and then not go into Sarah J. Maas when we've been ranting the entire week.
Valid.
The entire week.
I have been ranting a lot about Sarah J. Maas.
Go ahead.
Okay. So my gripe with Sarah J. Maas is not to the level of, like, let's say J.K. Rowling, okay? It's not to that level.
Okay.
Because, I fucking hate Joanne.
Oh, absolutely.
I fucking hate Joanne. Sarah J. Maas, and also it's definitely not to the level of, like, Colleen Hoover.
Oh,
I also fucking hate Colleen Hoover.
And we'll get to
her eventually. I don't like Sarah J. Maas because I personally, from a creative writing perspective, don't think she is an overrated author.
I can respect that.
Because she's not good at world building. And everyone can come at me and hate me for that. Everyone. Everyone.
You heard it first.
You heard it first. You can come out and hate me.
Right.
But I do think that she's not good at world building. Her character development sucks.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
I want to hear your perspective.
Okay.
To be fair, I've only read maybe 3 chapters of A Court of Thorns and Roses.
That's the problem. You guys hear this, right? But you have to give a whole book a chance.
Do I, though? Do I have to give a whole book a chance?
Yes, you do. Because I'm on the second book. And it's not like I'm in love with this entire series. But I do have to say that the second book is... It's giving more. It's giving more. The plot, I feel like the first book, which if you looked on the book talk, and I sent you little messages, DMs, everyone says that that's the worst book. Because everyone says that's the worst book, and I think that, she could improve on the world building, and I think the main character's a little annoying, but besides that, it's an easy read. It's an easy read to get into. It's not going to be a hard series.
I totally believe that. That's why I'm like, I'm okay if you like it.
Yeah.
It's just, I wouldn't say it's, the next, I don't even know, the next, Like, I don't understand why it's so popular.
I
don't get it.
I think it's because it's like, at the time when it was coming out, the mystical, like, fairy realm
I feel like it was
is,
very
like,
popular because of, like, it's, like, post-Twilight, post, like War of the Rings.
Yeah.
Like, it's riding on those coattails of, like, let's write something with, like, elves, but let's add a little spice.
Right. But I also, okay, like, for me, my one problem with it is, like, the stark difference between the human world and this, like, mythical realm, how it's just basically like a clear door. Like, it's just like a little plastic sheet.
Oh.
It's like, oh, I can penetrate it, and now this is like a whole magical world, and it's so amazing. I feel like there should be more elements to it, but at the same time, I'm a hopeless romantic. I love it. I love something with just like a starchy plot, you know? I'm a sucker for that.
And you know what? Here on the Spines and Spells podcast, we like to say that we respect opinions. And even if it is the hottest take that you could have, unless it's the fact that you like Colleen Hoover or that you respect J.K. Rowling as an author, then we will respect your take.
We do.
We just have two rules. No Colleen Hoover, no J.K. Rowling. And those will be put into our constitution.
Leslie might fight you on Sarah J. Maas.
Oh, yeah. I might fight you. I might fight you in the streets. But I would be like, I respect it. I respect that you enjoy it. I respect that, like, you are reading.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. You're reading.
That you're reading.
Even if it is, honestly, not the worst stuff you could be reading.
Right.
But it's not the best.
Yeah, I mean, the book is not going to put you to sleep.
No.
Like, here's the thing. I say if you can hate on a book, then they did something right.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you have haters, that means you're living less means that you're doing the thing, you know? You're doing the damn thing.
You're living with haters.
You're living with haters.
Yeah.
But if, like, it's just like, oh, I just straight up don't like the book and there's no reason, everything's wrong with it, then you just need to self-evaluate, I think, just a little bit. Yeah.
So, like, as a transition,
okay,
how do you feel about Hunger Games?
Okay, so
as a transition, how do you feel about
Hunger Games?
So, like, as a transition, one of the largest news that has come out, I don't know if that's a word. News that has come out book-wise is that she's coming out with a new book that's following Haymitch's.
Okay, I like that.
And I think that, as someone who's not read A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I have not read it.
Okay.
And nor have I seen the whole movie in its entirety.
All right. I respect that.
To be honest, I didn't really care about it.
Thank you.
But I want to see Haymitch's games. To be honest, I think he's one of the most interesting characters in the whole book.
Absolutely, I agree.
Like, did I really need to see Snow's backstory?
I appreciate that.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
I also appreciate that she's the type of author that she doesn't write something unless she has something to say.
Right.
And I appreciate that. Unlike Stephanie Meyer, who just keeps writing shit that she doesn't need to keep writing.
Oh. Next podcast.
It's fine. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Lydia's thoughts. And I appreciate that she only writes when she has something to say. Right. And I feel like, especially with, not to get into like now American, because this might be a comfortable thing. We're not going to bring that. But like, with what's going on now in this climate, I feel like she'll have a lot to say.
Yeah. I feel like she'll have a lot to say, and then it's going to get lost in translation somewhere.
That's what I'm scared about, because like, I've been wanting to see Haymitch's games like written down for a while.
I feel like this is,
and I am scared that it won't be good.
That's what I'm saying. And
also the fact that the book and the movie are coming out very quickly, like one after the other. Yeah. And I'm like, things aren't adding up here. You're not giving people time to read it before going to see the film.
Exactly, because most of them are supposed to be based, like a movie's supposed to be based off the book. But when they're coming out that closely together, I feel like is this like a movie that was just written down on paper?
Because, like...
That sounds so stupid when I just said it.
No.
This
sounds so, I was gonna say, because, like, I didn't know when the first book came out, when the OG book came out, because I was maybe... 10? It came out in 2008. Oh, the first book came out in 2008. And then the movie came out in 2012.
Yeah.
So there was, like, a good chunk of time.
Yeah.
What was that, 4 years?
Yeah.
Math.
Is it 4 or 6 years? We're not good at math.
I'm an English major. I don't do math.
Yeah. I'm a criminal justice major. I watch true crime.
We don't do math.
We don't do math.
But yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel like there was, like, a nice, like, chunk of time between, like, the OG book and the movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't like that it's coming out so quickly in that sort. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
Like, the book was announced, and then I felt like the movie got announced, like, real quick.
I feel like it's gonna... Like, a lot of her fans are going to have a problem with it because with such, like, a short time span, is it going to be quality over quantity? Are you just mass producing? And that's my problem.
That's what I'm feeling is happening. I feel like Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was successful.
It was.
And the overall film industry saw that and was just like, we gotta make more of these.
Like, this made us millions. You need to make us millions.
Make more.
No, you need to make me a good book.
Like, I want to see Haymitch traumatized, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I
feel like Haymitch should have been introduced more when it was at its prime. Because Hunger Games is still a very popular thing, and I will be reading this book, and I will be watching the movie. Like, I can shit on it as much as I want.
Don't get me wrong, I will be seeing it.
Absolutely.
I will be seeing it.
I will be reading every page, digesting every word.
Devouring.
Exactly. But am I going to be sitting here probably like, okay, was this rushed? I'm going to say, was this for the audience or was it for Hollywood?
That is such a good... That's honestly how I feel about a lot of movie adaptations of books.
Oh, yeah.
Nowadays. Especially... Okay. The one that I actually liked recently was the... Where the Crawdads Sing. Hear me out. It was good.
It was good.
Have I read the book? No. Have I just seen the movie? Yes. So I can't speak on whether or not it's accurate. I can say the film was good. But...
Yeah, but then I always feel like I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, if I watch the movie first and then I read the book, I'm like, this is not accurate at all.
Because I like to imagine the characters in my own head.
Exactly.
And that's why I'm also worried, and I know it's also on the list, I'm also worried about the adaptation of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be, and we'll get into it when we cover it, it's one of my favorite books. Like, legit, one of my favorite books. It is so good.
Okay.
One of my sister's friends bought a special edition version of it, and I saw her in her story. I was like, I love this book. I DM'd her. I was like, I love this book. Where did you get it? Where do you get the special edition? She was like, $25 from Walmart. And I'm like, girl!
That is for me.
That's for me.
Right here.
And it was like, so good. It was like, the pages were green with like the...
Ooh,
with like engagement rings.
We love an author that pays attention to detail and wants to impress their audience.
It was so good. I want it so bad. But it's also, like, as I was saying, like, it's like definitely how I feel about the new movie adaptation that's going to be coming out. Because I keep getting TikToks about like fan casting, and none of them have like matched what I want. You know, like I can't tell you off the top of my head who I want. Because, like, I don't think anyone will really match who I envision Evelyn Hugo as.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, like, as someone, like, you haven't read the book yet, so, like, you don't really know.
But I will.
But, like, I don't know who I want. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, speaking of matches, a good transition into it. So, I think we should talk about the love hypothesis in the book that we just read this weekend.
Yes.
Now... I've read a little bit of the book. I haven't completed it in its depth. I've had summaries. I read a couple chapters. I need you to tell me why you recommended me this book.
I recommended me?
I need to know why you sat down and for our first podcast go, listen, Lay, we need to read The Love Hypothesis. You need to read this. This is what we need to do.
I need the camera to go close in my face when I
zoom
say
in.
this. I need to give an address to Allie Hazelwood. I love you, girl. I want you to produce so many more books. You are my... don't get me wrong. You are not the next Shakespeare. Okay? We could say that. But girl, keep writing. You're so good. You feed me. You know how in Sex and the City when Carrie Bradshaw says that she sometimes buys Vogue instead of dinner? I buy you instead of dinner, girl. You keep me fed. You keep me fed, girl. And can I be on your PR list? This is me asking, can I be on your PR list?
Pretty please? Can I please be on your PR list?
I really need it. Like, girl, okay, Love Hypothesis got me back into reading when I was in high school.
Really?
So, I'll admit it, my friend in high school first got me to read It Ends With Us by someone we shall not name because she does not deserve credit.
Right.
And I do not endorse that book. But it did get me back into the facets of reading again.
Right.
But what really got me into like my book addiction again was Love Hypothesis. And I want to say it's because it gives more of a audience to STEM.
Right.
Especially women in STEM. Because the lead is a woman in STEM. And a majority of Allie Hazelwood's books is women in STEM. And that's because she herself has a PhD.
And that's beautiful. Like, I don't think people understand the amount of work that actually went into this book. So, like, when I was reading it, I'm going to be honest, I had to Google some of these terms because I am not a woman in STEM. But I'm sitting here like, I can appreciate all the work she put in. And I'm like, this is not a girly who just went on Google and was like, what's this biology word? Like, she knows her stuff. She put that, like, work in for the plot. And I think that deepened it.
And that's why I love her, because you can tell when certain authors don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, absolutely.
Another author that I love, and it's ML Rio, and they did If We Were Villains. It's one of my favorite books.
It's on my reading list.
And it's based in Shakespeare.
Okay.
And the author has a Shakespeare degree, studied Shakespeare. Oh, wow. And you can really tell. Mm-hmm. And that's why, like, I feel like it's really important when certain, like, you're able to talk about things in books and have certain things referenced in books.
Right.
But I think it's really important that you do your research.
Yeah, because, I mean, and listen, this is no shade to my fellow Wattpad writers.
We'll get into fanfiction eventually.
This is not any shade to my Wattpad writers. Kisses, love you.
Kisses. You kept me fed for years.
You kept me fed for years. Sometimes, I'm not even going to lie, you keep me fed. So I can't lie. But I appreciate when an author is, like, knowledgeable, because then it makes me feel like I know what I'm reading and I'm not getting bored. Because I've seen so many authors where they're trying to, like, as an example, write a true crime book, and they don't know anything about, like, true crime or forensics, or
and you can really tell.
You can
really tell.
And then I think I'm going to have to write this down, because this is going to have to be for the next podcast, but I hate when people romanticize a certain thing that doesn't make sense. Like, one of them, no, a lot of people are going to get mad at me. I personally, I'm always doing a hot take. Personally, some books, I don't understand how you can romanticize a serial killer.
That's not a hot take. That's just true.
No, because
that's just true.
Because some people, I've had a personal friend from high school. If you're listening to this,
why are you listening, B?
Why are you listening?
Why are you listening?
No, I'm kidding. But hot take, like, it was literally like, why not? It's like a serial killer. They're so good, you know. I'm not even going to get into the details because I'm not glorifying that. But I'm just like, you don't know what's going on in the plot, and it makes you cringe. There's a level of good cringe, and you're like, oh, like, I just want to put my phone down, but then I have to pick it back up again. Or, like, pick my book up. Sorry, that was, ew. Why did I say my phone? Sorry, guys. But then there's the thing where, like, you want to throw the book across the room and you don't want to touch it for the rest of the night. And Some books. I have to say, Love Hypothesis, I didn't put it down for at least 3 hours.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. The dynamic between Olive and Adam. Okay. Let's get the elephant out of the room.
Oh, please do.
This book is Kylo Ren, and it is Star Wars fan fiction. And it's very obvious. It's very obvious.
Yeah.
And it's Adam Driver fan fiction. It is.
It is.
Let's move on. It is. It's I think it's, what is it? Reylo fan fiction? Reylo fan fiction?
Yeah.
Now, as someone who is not a person that is invested in Star Wars, I've watched the first 3 movies.
Right. Yeah.
Haven't watched any of the prequels. Haven't watched any of the new ones. I will say, Kylo Ren. I'm just saying. Adam Driver. I'm just saying. I get it. That's all I'm saying.
But like, how does that?
But how's that transition? I feel like you wouldn't get it unless you just in the cover. Like you would understand it because of the cover. Because he's very obviously Adam Driver on the cover. Very obviously.
But I feel like you have to be in that specific world to get it. Because
100%.
For me, as someone who hasn't been cultured enough to get some of the lore for Star Wars, I did have to be a disgusting Gen Z and go on TikTok and YouTube and find out what I was looking at. Because I was like, this is giving fan fiction. Yeah. But in a very sophisticated way.
Yeah. And I've read her other books. I read Love Theoretically.
I like that one.
I love that book. One of my favorite books. I have a copy of it. Love it.
Oh. I'm disgusting. I have it on my phone. I'm so sorry. Listen, I'm a broke college student. I need to get it on my phone.
Hey, we each his own.
Each his own.
Each his own. Yeah, I love her in general. And I love Olive and Adam's dynamic. Yeah. I love that it's a fake dating plot. You get all the tropes. You get the fake dating. You get the grumpy sunshine. You get the sexual harassment trope.
I thought you were gonna be like, it's the age gap one.
Nope.
Skip over that. It's
my earring that fell off. It's fine.
It's okay. You slay with one earring.
It's fine. We're gonna pretend it didn't happen. We're gonna keep this in.
Please do.
So I'll say, because like she gets like that underestimated. It's a la Legally Blonde when Elle gets sexually harassed by the professor.
Right.
I forget his name.
He's just a professor.
Callahan. I remembered.
I didn't remember his name.
As someone who wants to do Legally Blonde a musical, I should know that.
You should.
Even though I think he's in that. Yeah, I was trying to think out loud. It's all of that moment when she gets underestimated. He sexually harasses her, because she wants to get ahead, and she says no, and he's like, you're like if you tell anyone, Adam won't believe you. Yeah. Because he's like friends with Adam. He was friends with him in like grad school.
Yeah, but that's
at all of the age gap because Adam is older than Olive.
I feel like I'm just a hot take person. Like,
okay,
I can't.
Do you want to talk hot take about those in general? Do you want to talk a hot take about age gaps?
Yeah, please. Because, okay, I know a lot of people love the good age gap thing. But for me, I will never not be a little weirded out that they're actively acknowledging, like, hey, this is a little weird. And it's like, it's fine. It's okay. Like, it's whatever. Like, in the first, the first 1 or 2 chapters, girl almost gets a Title IX.
Oh, literally. Like, that's the whole joke.
Yeah, that's the whole joke.
She, within the first 2 chapters, so in the prologue, I would call it, she is crying in the bathroom as we find out, of Adam's lab. Yeah. And he's like, why are you crying? Like, what's going on? Yeah. Like, she's like, I think I'm not gonna get in, blah, 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 for, like, I think her thesis. I forget.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she was crying. I think
no, she was sobbing.
She was sobbing.
She was sobbing.
Also, and was like, it was her contact.
Yeah, she's like, I've been wearing these bad contacts for like, girl, I get it.
Oh, I get it.
As a broke college student, I get it.
Maybe I should have put my glasses back on because I'm like staring at you in the camera. And I'm like, I can't see anything. But
oh, so ironic.
So ironic. I just need to like just stare a little bit. Yeah.
And she couldn't really see him, so she didn't know it was Adam at the time.
Yeah.
And then within like the next chapter, she is kissing Adam.
Yeah.
Because her friend wants to go on a date with Olive's ex. And she was like, "You're not really over him, and I don't want to like girl code. Like I don't want to I don't want to like date him and like cause an issue."
Yeah.
So so Olive lies and says that she's going on a date, but she's really at the lab.
She's being
and then her friend, it was walking past, so she has to kiss Adam to make it look like she's like
on a date. Jinx.
So, so yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, if you don't tell me why, I guess I gotta fill out the paperwork.
And she's just like, oh my gosh, please don't give me a Title IX. And then she's like, you know what? I kind of deserve it. But here's the thing. As the plot progresses, I mean, I get it. I like the book a lot. And I need to continue reading it because I haven't read it in depth. I'm so sorry. But I've heard the summaries.
Fine. I finished it.
I will also finish it. Do not worry. I will. You know what? I promise next podcast, before we even start, I will be like, I liked it. Here are my little notes. So they will give
final thoughts.
I will give the final thoughts. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that.
Yeah. But also, didn't we... I feel like that was not the best introduction of the book because you started out with how much you love it and how it's amazing. And then we went to... She has a title. She almost got a Title IX fill.
But so now we're just getting plot-wise. Now we're just getting into plot-wise. And then eventually, like, they start to fake date because she wants to get her thesis passed.
Yeah.
And she wants to go forth with, I think, what was it, pancreatic cancer?
Yeah, her pancreatic cancer.
Because her mom died.
Design, yeah.
Her mom died of it.
Yeah, that was really sad.
Just really sad. And also makes sense.
Yeah,
the reason why she
her motivation.
Her motivation for it.
Yeah.
Which I really love. Love that addition. And Adam wants to make it seem like he's not trying to move on to a different school.
Yeah.
So they make an agreement to fake date. Which is okay.
I kind of like that a little bit.
Okay, I want to talk about how we feel about fake dating tropes. Because sometimes it's done well, and sometimes I hate it.
Oh, it's an absolute hit or miss. I feel like this one was done well.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because it's like 100% agreeable on both parts. Both areas are like, or fake dating because I need this and we both benefit in both people or both parties. But some fake dating is like, oh, I want to make my ex jealous. And he's like, okay.
Like, hot take.
Or like, they're like, okay.
How I feel about To All the Boys I Loved Before.
I don't know if we can get into that today.
No, we can't. But that fake dating trope, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Like,
to quote Chris Evans, I don't like it.
I have to hold your hand when I tell you this. That's a hot take. That's going to be a whole episode.
We're all gonna say it to you. It's okay if you like it. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's just, if it's your favorite.
Why?
If it's your favorite, I'm holding your hand.
We're gonna hold your hand.
When I tell you this.
We're gonna hold your hand.
We're going to give you, in the next couple of podcasts, so many book recs that you will fall in love with.
That are so much better.
You can upgrade.
That are so much better.
Upgrade. Come on now.
Lock eyes.
Lock eyes. We're gonna upgrade.
It's gonna be so much better for
What's
you.
that one Beyonce song? Like, let me upgrade. No? Okay. Well, I also put you guys on to a Beyonce song. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, Beyonce.
Thank you, Beyonce.
we gotta say that, you know. Are obligated.
Oh, we are obligated.
But back to Living Hypothesis.
Yes.
I think they do fake dating really well because they have the Adam of the grumpy sunshine trope, where Adam really is like struggling with the fact that he has to fake date her.
Yeah.
And I think that's really funny to me.
Yeah. I like the fact that he didn't like instantly leap and go into like, I'm in love with her the next 2 chapters. No. It's like, no, I'm struggling with the fact that I have to fake date one of my students.
Yeah.
And he remains grumpy.
Yeah.
Like his demeanor doesn't really change. And for me, I feel like it's okay to have not that much of character development in a story, because too much is, or like a lot is too much sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, exactly. Why did the character do a whole 180, sometimes a 360, and just go back and reverse?
Back and reverse, back and reverse.
Yeah.
Totally get it. And also, I also love, I don't feel like I can talk about the ending, because you haven't finished it. Yeah. And I don't want to spoil it.
But you know what? You know what? If you didn't finish it, and I'm going to click on here. If you didn't finish it, just tell me why I should finish it.
Why you should finish it?
And then finish it with, give me a rating out of 5 stars.
Give me a rating out of 5 stars?
Give me a rating.
Well, I already know. I give it a 5 out of 5.
Read it and rate it?
Read it and rate it. I give it a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5?
And that is just based on, A, the character development.
I'm clicking
Sarah
on
J.
that.
Maas, read some Allie Hazelwood. You might learn something.
I feel like Sarah J. Maas.
You feel triggered.
No. No. I was gonna say, I feel like you would categorize Sarah J. Maas and, excuse me if I'm not saying her name right, Rebecca Yarros together.
Oh, 100%.
Like, that's all I'm giving, because I remember, what was it, last week or early this week? I don't know. My days are mending together. We were talking about Sarah J. Maas, and I brought up Rebecca Yarros with the, what was it? Fourth Wing and Iron Flame.
I haven't read them yet, so I can't say anything.
But you shit on them so hard.
Okay, I didn't shit on them. I'm just saying, you know, as someone that has worked at a library and has had the experience of watching a parent come up to the children's desk, asking for Fourth Wing for their teenager, expecting it to be in the teen room, and then having to tell them that it's in the adult section downstairs.
But that's not Rebecca's fault. It's not Rebecca's fault, because
it's not Rebecca's fault.
Because here's the thing. I remember, and I'm exposing myself here, being that teen, and my mom's like, "What you reading?" A book. I'm reading a book. It's a contemporary romance.
I less so hate Rebecca Yarros and more so hate. So I don't like Shatter Me. That's the book that I don't like.
I have a little story about Shatter Me. I think I told either you or Emma that I was reading it, and everyone told me, whoever read that book, were like, it's coming from the gods that has happened to you. Because I was reading it in the car, and I think I was like 5-6 chapters deep, left it in my aunt's house, and haven't gotten it back since. Like, I've seen her like 7 times.
It should stay there.
And it disappeared. Like, I went to her house, and it's just gone.
The way that I've been told that this is a hot take, even though I don't think it is, I don't think it's a good book. And I don't understand why the book talk girlies like it. I'm sorry to everyone out there.
Half of the book talk girlies just got triggered.
I'm sorry. This is my deepest apology. Maybe you can explain to me why it's good.
I need to hear the feedback.
Maybe in the comments you can give me a little explanation of why you think it's good.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's open that up.
Wait,
any of these hot takes that we've been saying, I want you guys to discuss them in the comments.
Oh, absolutely. I want someone to create a debate so I can just like go on the next podcast and be like, you know what, this was valid, or are you insane? Like, how dare you say this? Yeah. I'm not going to say that second part. I'm going to definitely be like, that was valid.
That was valid,
I appreciate that comment. Like, you ate that up.
We'll definitely be in the comments being like, we appreciate the comment.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like I'm such like, I want to be interactive. I'm an interactive person. Like, I can't just be yapping to ourselves and then not interact with the.
Oh yeah, we're going to be putting polls up on the Instagrams.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of the Instagrams.
Speaking of our Instagram.
We have an Instagram.
Yay!
We have an Instagram. We have a TikTok, which we need to post on.
Yeah. And then whether you're watching on Spotify or YouTube, or what is it, listening on Apple Music?
Yeah. You're listening platforms.
Go follow us on YouTube, subscribe, Instagram.
Yeah, you see us on there.
TikTok. Have a little banter.
Please post the book that you want to see us read.
Oh, please.
Because I love a good rec.
I love a good book rec, and I also love book recs that people would tell me, I absolutely hate this, and I love proving them wrong.
We'll tag you and be like, so-and-so recommended this book for us.
Yeah, especially on TikTok. I would love to be like, This book is absolutely awful. Give me this take on it.
Also, I want to say that this podcast is like a form of book club.
Oh, yeah.
You guys also have to read the book.
Oh, absolutely.
You guys also have to read the book.
Absolutely.
Because we think that is the way that you can enjoy it. It's like two friends in a book club.
In a book club.
So.
It's like we're just the ones talking, but the comments, that's how you're talking back. Like, we want to hear it. Like,
we want to hear your discussion.
Did you finish Love Hypothesis? Are you going to be finishing it with me? Are you going to be starting it?
Yeah.
Have you read it?
Have you read it?
Have you read it?
Have you read other Allie Hazelwood? Also, Allie Hazelwood, please add me to your PR list. Please. I'm a book girly, I promise.
Begging you.
Okay. I think that's where we end it.
End it. So, just to clarify.
Yeah.
Love Hypothesis.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5?
5 out of 5.
Read it and read it?
What?
Read it and read it?
Read it and read it. 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Okay.
Did you read it and will you rate it?
Read it, rate it, put it in the comments below. And in next podcast and next episode, I will read it and I will rate it.
Yeah, and next episode, Cora Thorns and Roses.
Stay tuned. Oh, it's also her birthday, guys. So
it's also my birthday.
It's going to be her birthday. So make sure, put the happy birthday comments in.
Big 21.
Big 21. 2-1.
Okay.
All right.
All right, guys.
We love you.
We love you. Subscribe.
Bye-bye.
Like and subscribe.